Hello, my loves. Welcome back. Welcome to another daily motivational vlog. This one's another late one, but I'm still doing it. We're still showing up. How are we doing? How's your day been? How are you hanging on mid-month? It's been a long January, right? And everyone's feeling a bit wonky at the minute. And I think that this whole month is very pressurizing for a lot of people who are expecting, I've said before, new year, new me. And I think that we place so much pressure on ourselves. So I want to have a chat with you tonight about that. Because I had a conversation, not last night, the night before, with a very good, very old friend who's an incredibly accomplished woman. Oh, hi, by the way, I'm Katie. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. Hello, I'm Katie. I have to check. Have got a phone face, probably. I'm Katie. I'm your Virtual Bestie. I'm the Virtual Bestie of social media. It's my job to make you feel good and feel better about yourself. And that's what I'm here to do. So I had an incredible conversation today with a friend of mine who I've known since I was a child. And should I put this on first or last? Interesting. I can't decide. Okay. She's an incredibly accomplished woman. She's a businesswoman. She's professional in her career. She's sold businesses. She is an astounding, admirable woman. And I'm helping her build a website because I have the technical know-how. And I said, look, let me figure out for you. I'm quite good at what I do. It's good for my portfolio, all these things. Now, she is always on the go, always on the go. She is slightly older than me, so she's kind of late 40s. She is glamorous, elegant, funny, beautiful. Like, she's just she's the whole freaking goddamn package. She's smart, she's quick, she's witty. And she's always got an idea like me. And so we were chit-chatting about what she needs to do for her business and what her goals are. She's a florist and she works for a big floral company and she's branching out into she does like classes and she did my wedding flowers 20-something years ago. And what was so interesting to me was the conversation I had with her about the direction she wants to take her business in. We hit on the subject of imposter syndrome. Now, she would be the last person I ever would have thought would have been someone who experiences that level of imposter syndrome. So if you're not familiar with imposter syndrome, I love you. You are a hero. Let me tell you that firstly. And if you've gone, oh yeah, I feel like that, we're going to have a little quick chat about that. So I've actually made some notes tonight because my brain was doing a lot and I was like, this is one that I need to get right. So what is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is the fear that you're going to get found out, caught out, that even when you are succeeding, you are not really capable, that what you can do is not what you can do. And you talk yourself out of your accomplishments and your wins and your achievements for fear of being found out, for fear of being right place, right time, less right skill, right place, right you. And there are actually 5 sorts of imposter syndrome. And I didn't know this. I've written these down. So first of all is the perfectionist. That's someone who sets themselves to the most high obtainable standards from the get-go. Like they just have this sense of best or not at all. So people that beat themselves up when they've got incredible, everything must be perfect. I used to have a friend who had a perfect home, perfect. She beat herself up like she struggled instead of just enjoying life. I had to say to my boys today, my son today, he's at college, he's 18, he's very clever, and he's got chronic fatigue. And I was like, take it easy, like chill out sometimes. I've got so much to do. I was like, I know, but it's okay to take those steps back. So you've got the perfectionist. You've also got the Superman or woman who will also work to impossible standards, but they will push themselves to the brink. They will try and be super friggin' human, superhuman. I resonate with that a lot. I feel that is me very, very much so. But you can go across over this. What was that? I was like, scared the crap out of me. There's a bit of a glove. You can be a little bit of both. So I push myself. Stop scratching my new thing. I scratch myself to the point of my God. I push myself to the point of getting overwhelmed. So I know I do that. Natural genius. People who are very, very natural clever. But also, if they don't get it right first time, they beat themselves up. My son grew up with a young boy who's now an adult, and he was so talented at every sport, everything. He was just a little messiah. But his mum said something to me like, he just gets so hard on himself. If he doesn't crack something first time, he is so hard. So that kind of like you're good at something, but then you think you should be good at everything, and you give yourself these attainable standards that everything should be a breeze, and if it isn't, even when you are good at something, you can get imposter syndrome. You've then got the soloist who is like, I can do everything all at once by myself. I don't need anybody. I can't ask for help. It's not possible to ask for help. I'm capable of reaching out for support, even in a professional environment. And you've also got the expert, which is someone who's a very green type personality. And they must know everything. They cannot perform or step until they have read the manual, understood the world, got it all going, and inside out, back to front and sideways, known everything they need to do. And if they're not able to know that first, they won't take part. They are the 5 sort of forms of perfectionism. See, that's not right. What words are what are words? What are words? Imposter syndrome. Well done. Good girl. Well done. Where do we get imposter syndrome from? Society, social media, filters, having impossible. It's not about you, but when I see these girls, these huge front doors, you know, in these big mansions, they're 28 and I'm 44 years old in rented accommodation, and I've got leaves by my front door and the drains are overflowing, and there's, you know, leaky drains because my landlord isn't fixing it, and I get really like, oh my God, like I should be better on in life. I feel like that. So social media plays a massive part in it. Your environment, who you grew up with, who you surrounded yourself with. I talk about this so much. Who you surround yourself matters. We cannot go back and unsurround ourselves with the people who we grew up with, but you can surround yourself moving forward with people, and I talk about this all the time, who will make a difference to your mindset. Which is interesting because, like I said, even people who are incredible achievers and accomplished people still get this. So you're not alone when you feel this. And it's how we talk to ourselves as well. It is that sense of, have you ever heard it? Who does she think she's like that? If you are, I'm not arrogant or anything. People feel the need to preface anything. I'm not arrogant. Like, I'm not big-headed. But, and it's almost like we can't brag on ourselves without having to preface. That imposter syndrome comes from there. That is what it does. But imposter syndrome means that you're growing. It means that you are doing something new, because no sense of uncomfortability ever came from doing the same thing day out. No sense of, oh God, oh crikey, this feels gross, came from never pushing yourself forward, never going for new goals, never giving yourself a new job. No sense of it came. So when you have imposter syndrome, first of all, well done. Means you're achieving. It means that you are working towards something you want to be in, somewhere you want to go, and I love that for you. But I do have some tips. So if you are someone that suffers, and if you are, tell me what version you connect with down below. Like a little bit of everything, a little bit of one of all, or you're like, yeah, that's me. But we beat ourselves up around the sense that we're going to get found out. And celebrities and people at the top of their game feel this way. You are not alone. But there are 5 things we can do. We can acknowledge it, first of all. You can know when you do something. Again, I talk about she up here a lot. She's a cow. Acknowledge it. It is okay to feel what you're feeling, but know that there's no truth based in it. Know that what you are feeling right now is just not true. It's not true. It is a sin. You are not an imposter. You're exactly where you're meant to be. You're entitled to go and achieve and do everything you bloody well want. And you fit in. You are not the black duck in a pile of yellow ducks. First of all, acknowledge that this is just a sense of growth. This is all imposter syndrome is. Imposter syndrome is a sense of growth. And yes, sometimes you go inherited from the way we were raised. If we were made to never feel proud of ourselves, or we were ever put down, or we were ever pitted against siblings or someone else, the neighbour's kids were always doing better, it's going to come from that. It's sometimes stemmed in how you were raised. But acknowledge that none of it's true, first of all. Secondly, I need you to celebrate the wins, and I spoke about this last week. Get a notepad, get a new pen. Acknowledge it. When you are really struggling with your sense of achievement and taking credit for the work that you've done and for the skills and brilliance that you are, log it, write it down, track it. So next time she's up here is having a chat with you, well, back up, my friend. I've got some facts. Next, try and reframe your thinking. Try and think about the way you're feeling and acknowledge, well, what makes me think that way? Why am I, if I can do this and I've done it before and I've done hard things, this is not the hardest thing I've ever done. What in this is doing that? Why? If you can name a thought, you are halfway there. If you can identify the way you're feeling and give it a name, like it's like the boggarts from Harry Potter. That's what they are. They're like boggarts, like ridiculous. If you can look at it and go, no, thank you, you are halfway there. Focus on learning. Focus on getting better at the thing you want to get better at. Focus on reading and understanding and Googling. And if you genuinely feel like you've got holes in your knowledge, fill them. We live in a big old wide world where there is infinite information now. You are never any more than 30 seconds away from something you need to know or learn or adapt into your life. So go out and do the learning. And do the therapy. Sometimes you just need it. Sometimes, and I know they're going to talk about this enough, we just need therapy. Sometimes you need a professional. Sometimes something you've been through has created an inbuilt stone sense of identity. It isn't necessarily true. Doesn't make it true just because it's there. I can't do this. I can't do that. I had a woman I met in a toilet. She's a friend on Facebook the week. And she said to me, I love when you go abroad on your own. I couldn't do that. I went, you can. You just have to get a passport and get a plane. Oh, you know what I mean? I just couldn't. I was like, no, you can, because physically your legs go and then you get and you drive to the airport and you... What you mean is you're scared. No, I just couldn't. Reframe what you're thinking and think about it. But if you need to sometimes go and unpack some stuff up here, that is okay. I talk about asking for help all the time. I talk about building your support system. And sometimes that is that. I forgot what I wrote down. Squirrel. But this feeling that you have is nothing more. The imposter syndrome is the imposter. Everyone's watching the imposter at the minute. It's just a feeling. As long as you do not let it hold you back, do not let it stop you. You can see it and identify it and name it, stick it back in the wardrobe, or let it sit next to you. You can sit there, but be quiet. Don't let it stop you. And just remember, like I said, the imposter syndrome ultimately comes from you doing the right things. It comes from you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It comes from you trying something new. It comes from you achieving something brand new that you've never done before. So next time you feel imposter syndrome, I want you to remind yourself that I said you're amazing, that I told you you're brilliant, that I told you that you could bloody well do this. I'm going to go because it's very, very late. And I've made this one again because I promised I would. I've got so many good ones to do for this week. I've got so many up in my noggin that I need to do, and it's having the time because this week is timed from me. But I've been me, you've been you, you've been amazing, I've been weird as always. I'm Katie, your virtual bestie. And do not forget, my self-love guide is in my bio and it's free and it's yours. You can take it. Where I'm going, happy days, love, bye bye.